everybody, this is Terry from Sweet Pea Papers, the Sweet Pea Papers Facebook group, and the Junk Journal Tutorials and More Facebook group. We're here today with everything you need to learn how to use eyelets and elastic cord to add your signatures to your book. Now, this is a book cover that I made that ended up being the wrong size, so I saved it. So the inside is almost done. I'm saving it for a book that is the right size, for papers that are the right size, and so that's why this hasn't been covered yet, because I want to match it right to whatever I use. Now, putting the eyelets in is going to make a difference onto what I do to the spine, but putting the cords on, or the elastic cords on won't, because believe it or not, you can just untie them and take them out and exchange them for a different color or whatever. Okay, so this is what you need. You need a cover, right? You got your spine. In this case, I need a chalk pencil because it's black. Going to need a ruler, of course, and some scissors to cut your cord. And then you need some cord. Now, I've gotten out the black and the white. We're going to use the white, but you would probably think I need black, but you really don't. You can make white cord any color you want by running it through ink. So if you only have white cord and you're thinking, oh, I can't do a black cover, or blue cover, or green cover, that's wrong. All you have to do is open up your ink, take your cord, and run your cord across it on all sides, and you can dye your cord. Okay? The other reason I have both of these out to show you is one is the right size and one is the wrong size. This is the thin one, like what you would use to make jewelry with. This is a bigger one, which is more heavy duty, and will hold your signatures in, because signatures are heavy. This is a 1 mil cord, and that's too small. This is a 1.5, and that's what you want to order. Okay, so we're going to take this black one and we're going to put it away somewhere, since if you use this that's too thin, what will happen is you'll get your signatures or your cords put in, then when you go to put your signatures in, your signatures will droop because they're so heavy. And you're going to need a crocodile of some sort, or an eyelet setter of some sort. Today we're going to use this crocodile. I know it looks intimidating, but it's not. It's very simple to use. The reason it's so large is so that you can slide a piece of paper or a book or whatever in, let's see, 9 inches? Yes, 9 inches. So I could actually do both eyelets on this almost without switching ends. This is a little sliding guide so that when you put your paper in or whatever, it's exactly the same. We're not going to go an inch in, so this isn't going to help us with that. We're going to measure and draw it on. Okay, so that's everything we need. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to set the crocodile out of my way. I'm going to set the eyelets out of my way, and the cord out of my way. So all I need right now is my chalk pencil and my ruler. This is driving me crazy. Okay, this is a 2-inch spine. So what you're going to want to do, we're going to do 2 eyelets for 2 signatures, or 4 eyelets for 2 signatures. And what you want to do is measure to the center, which is going to be 1 inch. And you're going to, well, I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so that's going to be here. Then we're going to measure a 1/2 inch from either side. And that's going to be here. Don't worry, this chalk erases. And right here. So I'm going to make just a little bit of a line. Now with a pencil, you have to be a lot more careful. You know, make it really, really light. Unless you're going to use some sort of a guide to punch the holes, and that's not included in this tutorial. I'm just going to show you the basic, easy way to do it. Then you want to go down 1/4 of an inch or 3/8 of an inch. Let's do 3/8. No, that's too far. Let's go down 1/4 of an inch. Let's go down 1/4 of an inch over here. It doesn't have to be in line with the lines. And we're going to draw a little line across. The reason we drew 2 dots was so that we could make a straight line. So where these intersect and make a little X, that's where we're going to put our 2 eyelets. So the first thing we need to do is measure at the other end. Now, covers are notoriously not exactly even. So I'm going to try it this way this time. I'm going to use a T-square, and I'm going to measure where this one goes, which is going to be right here, and where this one goes. In fact, I'm going to put that over just a little bit because of the thickness of my lead of my pencil. So let me redo this one. You see how that erases right off as if it was never there? It's a good thing about black book covers. You can draw all over them with chalk. Okay, so there's my 1/2 inch marks. So now I'm going to still have to take my regular ruler and do my 1/4 of an inch down, 1/4 of an inch down. Doesn't look like these lines are quite long enough, does it? And I'm lining it up with this line, this dot down here, this line down here. Usually it's going to come in right about where your paper that you paper the center with meets the paper that you've papered the cover with. It's going to come right in, right around there. So we're going to measure down 1/4 of an inch here, and 1/4 of an inch here. So where these cross is where you're going to put your eyelet. Okay? So let's go back to the quote-unquote top. Get these rulers out of the way. You're going to use your crocodile. You're going to set it on the larger setting. There's 2 settings for hole punching, 1 and 2. You're going to set it on the largest one, which is the one the farthest over. Then you're going to line up. Do you see where the punch comes down? It comes down where the wider one is, or the larger one is. You're going to line that hole and this punch up with the crosshairs, okay? Oh, pieces of paper falling out. So let's turn this. In fact, I usually turn it this way because I'm right-handed. And where's my cross? And then you just punch it. Now you can use the handheld. I just, I have a problem with my hands, so I use the big one. Okay, let's do the same here. Let's hope they're even. These always look a little farther over than these. For some reason, I have a little bit of trouble getting them exactly straight. I guess that's not a good thing to admit in a tutorial, but the measurements are correct. It's my lining up. You have to be careful where you line up on the cross. You want to get right exactly where the lines cross. See, this one's a little over. So we're going to erase our pencil marks or chalk marks. So we're back to having just a black cover. You're going to switch over to the front. Don't look at this. This is just a bad cover. I guess I won't be using it for anything else. It isn't glued in between the spine and the cardboard correctly. We're just going to use it for this demo. Okay, so we're going to need 4 eyelets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to put the eyelet through the hole, and the other half will stick out a little bit. Let's see if you can see. You see where it sticks out a little bit? Okay. That's the side you want down. Then you're going to put this on the eyelet setting, which is the very first one. And you're going to line the hole in this. You're going to line it up, whoops, with the bump right here. Okay? I've never turned mine from the factory setting, and the factory setting, when you get it, the default is eyelet. So this all I use it for right now, so I have it set on eyelet. So let me line it up. It isn't completely lined up. I could tell when it didn't push correctly. I moved it at the last minute because I thought I didn't have it lined up, and I think, there we go. And that's all there is to it. You just push it down, and it puts your eyelet in and gives you this on the inside. I'm going to wait a second for that to focus because it's black, so it's probably not the best thing to try to focus on. So let's do the other one. We're just going to continue doing that with all 4. Yes, I'm using up 4, or actually 5 eyelets. Oh, that's the mushed one. That's alright, that leaves me with 4. I must have mushed one at some other point. We'll take another one. And put this one in. Okay. And turn it around. We just rinse and repeat. This is an easy thing to do. People are afraid of it for some reason, or uncomfortable doing it. But it's not difficult. As long as you get everything lined up, the cords lined up, the eyelets lined up inside the crocodile. And it's easier for me to push down to be able to put all my weight on a big lever than to try to clamp my hands. That's another reason I got the big one. Okay, so we've got that done. We've got all 4 of our eyelets done. This one looks a little wonky because that was the one with the little bit of a wonky hole. Looks alright though. Actually, it's just the way I'm looking at it. It looks fine. You can see this one's crooked. Otherwise, they're all lined up. That one's too close to the edge. So I missed my 1/4 inch. You can see the 1/4 of an inch is fine though, because it gives us a little bit of a rim or an edge up here from the eyelet to the top of the book cover. Now, you've guessed it by now, to put the cord in, all you do is, now this is the way I do it. I put the cord in, then I run it this way, not in the hole, and around, just to measure. Remember, you're going to be pulling it really tight, so you don't really need a whole lot extra. You're just going to waste it. This is going to have extra. I almost cut my finger. And we're just going to do one, because once you've done one, now go back and put this through the hole. It's like so. And then you're just going to tie it. Just make sure you tie it really tight. And you just tie it in a regular knot. And that way you can untie it later, or you can just cut it if you need to get at it really. Well, that isn't the tightest it could be, but you want to be able to snap it. You remember the old snapping of the sheets, or bouncing the 1/4 on the sheets to make sure it's tight? Well, that's the same thing. And then you're just going to take the signature of your book. You're going to open the signature out flat, and you're just going to slide it underneath until where the fold is, and your signature is right where this is. I don't have any loose. I do have this paper. Let's say this is your signature. It's nice and black to go with our book. You just open your signature up and you see the fold, and you just slide it underneath until the fold is underneath the cord, and then your signature is in your book. Now obviously this is just one sheet of paper, so it's, you know, really loose. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Now you've got your cord on the outside. You've got your eyelets in, and you're all ready to go and put your signatures in your book. Okay? Alright, well that's it for this video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video. And that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay, bye-bye.